Sound. Sound is something used to listen to each other and talk to each other. But what if I say that sound can be used to take lives? You might be thinking how? This happened back in 2016 in the city of Cuba, Havana. The incident took place in an American embassy where 24 American employees were given brain damage using sound. So let's understand how the sound damaged their brains. This dates back to 2016, where employees working in the American embassy of Havana started hearing strange sounds in their homes. The sounds were so disturbing that they had to keep their doors and windows shut all the time. This problem started getting serious when people started getting sick. According to the report of Vanity Fair, around 24 people were found suffering from memory loss, mental paralysis, nausea, and hearing loss. The matter got so serious that America had to recall all of their staff back to America. This case then became a political issue between America and Cuba. Cuba said that they did not plan any attack on the American embassy workers, but the evidence was saying otherwise. Because after reaching back to America, all those 24 victims went through a medical examination which was conducted by American Medical Association, and according to their medical reports they found that the brains of the victims have been damaged using infrasounds. After this report came out, America shut down its embassy in Cuba. This news was then trending on all the news channels where the experts said that this could be an attack. But there was no evidence pointing out that Cuba initiated this attack.
Right after the U.S. presidential election, and that is when U.S. diplomats based here in Havana said they begin to experience these really strange symptoms, often at night, sometimes while they're in bed, asleep in their homes or their hotel rooms here in Cuba, and they said that they would feel nausea, hear loud sounds.
An American senator whose name is Marco Rubio started investigations on this case, after which he concluded. He said that I strongly believe that this was an attack on the Americans living there. And the one behind this attack can either be Cuba or Russia. Because according to him, Russia did not like the presence of America there. You might be thinking if there's any weapon like this, in which you can give brain damage to a person using sound, to which the answer is yes. Weapons like these exist, and were used in World War I and World War II. These weapons are called infrasonic weapons. And they are used on enemies to make them mentally unstable and blind. The picture you are seeing on the screen is the world's first infrasonic weapon. Its name was Whirlwind. So to know how these infrasonic weapons work, you have to know what are infrasounds. Sounds have multiple frequencies, and we humans can only hear sounds that are between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. So the sounds below the range of 20 Hz are infrasounds that we cannot hear. And exactly these are the sounds used in infrasonic weapons. So the weapon works by pointing in the direction of enemies and sending these infrasonic sounds in very high decibels to the enemies. And when these sounds touch the bodies of the enemies, their internal organs like lungs, brain, eyes start shivering, and they become blind instantly, and in extreme cases, their eyes may explode. I would like to take you to 1957, where a Russian physicist, whose name was Vladimir Gavrov, was the first person to prove that misuse of infrasounds can take lives. Professor Gavrov was given a case to solve. The case was sick building syndrome. In this case, the workers of a research plant were getting sick one by one due to unknown reasons. Then Professor Gavrov investigated and traced it back to a device that was emitting infrasounds and was the root cause of the sickness in the workers. Professor Gavrov proved this by an experiment. In this experiment, he created a prototype to create high decibel infrasound. And when the time came to test this prototype, he decided to test it on himself and his team. So what happened next will shock you. As soon as the test started, one of their team members' internal organs started vibrating so bad that his organs were crushed by themselves, resulting in his death. Professor Gavrov said that they were lucky as they switched off the machine within the time being. He also said that he and his team were in a state of mental illness for hours. Bringing you back to the issue between America and Cuba, do you think it was an attack? I believe it was an attack, but not from Cuba. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you for watching the Unsolved.